In Mongolia's harsh steppes, where cold desert winds cut through the earth and endless skies stretch, a legend was born. In 1162, near the legendary banks of the Onan River, a child was born whose destiny was written in blood. This was no ordinary birth. When he appeared with a clot of blood in his tiny fist, shaman priests whispered that this child would change the course of history. This child, Temujin, would become known as Genghis Khan, one of the most feared and revered leaders in history. Temujin's birth was surrounded by signs and prophecies. Shamans spoke of this child who would unite the tribes and build an empire that would span the continents. Every whisper of the wind and shadow of the clouds seemed to reflect the path of his destiny. Clot of blood in his hand was seen as a symbol of his future conquests and the rivers of blood that would flow under his command. Temujin's early life was fraught with hardship and betrayal. At the tender age of 8, he faced his first great trial when his father, Yassügei, was poisoned by rival tribes. This tragic event left a profound impact on Temujin, preparing him to become a strong and resilient leader. Cast out by his own tribe, Temujin, along with his mother Hoelun and his siblings, had to fend for themselves in the unforgiving steppes. During these formative years, Temujin began to learn the harsh lessons of survival and leadership. His soul was forged in the fires of adversity and betrayal, and each trial only strengthened his resolve. His mother, Hoelun, played a crucial role in his development. She taught him the skills necessary to survive in the harsh Mongolian wilderness, instilling in him a sense of endurance and determination. Living off the land, hunting, and foraging, they constantly moved to avoid detection by enemy tribes. These experiences shaped Temujin's character, preparing him for the challenges that lay ahead. At just 9 years old, inexperienced and alone, Temujin struggled to survive in the harsh steppes, having been ostracized by his tribe. These early hardships may have been pivotal in his transformation into the formidable Genghis Khan. Perhaps it was these very trials and tribulations that fueled Temujin's transformation into the ruthless Genghis Khan, shaping his destiny as one of history's most feared and revered leaders. As Temujin grew older, he began to attract a group of young men who were drawn to his vision and strength. This small but loyal band of followers, though living as outcasts, dreamed of uniting the fractured tribes of Mongolia. Temujin's leadership skills were tested time and again through betrayals and battles, and each time he emerged stronger and more determined. Having endured a childhood filled with hardships, Temujin faced similar cruelty and challenges during his youth. Life continued to strike him with relentless blows, but Temujin had no intention of sitting down to weep or waiting for death. As a young man, Temujin was captured by the Tayichi'ud tribe and sold into slavery. For months, he was displayed like an animal, caged like a monkey in China. During his imprisonment, a Buddhist monk recognized the leadership and greatness within the young warrior. This monk foresaw that this young Mongol man would one day shake the world and lay waste to everything in his path. He promised to help Temujin if he vowed not to harm Buddhist temples in his future conquests. When the day came, Genghis Khan kept his promise. As he and his armies ravaged lands far and wide, he spared the Buddhist temple. He did not forget the promise he made to the elderly monk who had helped him. After Temujin's escape, his first priority was to rescue his beloved Berta, who had been abducted by the Merkit tribe. With the support of his father's old ally, Togrul, and the relentless warrior Jamuka, Temujin launched a daring raid to reclaim his wife. Throughout Temujin's life, from his earliest years, the shadows of fate and war constantly loomed over him. At just 9 years old, he took his first significant step toward the future his father had envisioned for him. Following his father's death, Temujin, accompanied by his half-brother Belgutai, journeyed to the land of the Conquerors to arrange his marriage with Berta as promised. This journey was pivotal, shaping Temujin's destiny as a young warrior. Upon reaching Conqueror territory, Temujin and Belgutai were warmly welcomed. Berta's family received Temujin with great respect, and the marriage took place. However, this happiness was short-lived, as Temujin and Berta soon faced a sudden and brutal attack from the Merkit tribe. The Merkits launched a vicious assault on Temujin's camp. The young warrior managed to save himself and his base, but his heart, Berta, was taken by the Merkits. This tragedy shook Temujin to his core, fueling his determination even further. He pursued his enemies, navigating treacherous swamps and battling harsh conditions, ultimately achieving a significant victory against the Merkits. This triumph brought Temujin great fame and respect, but it was not enough to rescue Berta. These events accelerated Temujin's transformation into the legendary leader known as Genghis Khan. The pain of losing Borta and the victories against his enemies fed an unquenchable fire within him. Temujin's story is one of a warrior who, despite immense challenges, never gave up on his path to becoming a great leader. These dramatic events not only solidified his reputation as a warrior, but also set the stage for him to become a ruler who would change the course of history. Soon, Temujin's leadership and combat prowess earned him significant victories over regional rivals, and his army rapidly expanded. The conflicts were brutal. One tribal leader even boiled his captives in 70 large cauldrons. Yet, Temujin proved unstoppable. He forged a network of alliances, uniting numerous nomadic tribes that roamed Central Asia, each unique but interconnected. Temujin masterfully wielded diplomacy, generosity, brute force, and strict punishment, establishing himself as a dominant leader. Defeated tribes were often forced to either join his army or face death. Despite his fierce demeanor, Temujin frequently rewarded the bravery of those he conquered. Through his strategic alliances, Temujin created a cohesive network of tribes, each maintaining its uniqueness, but bound together under his formidable leadership. His journey exemplifies the relentless spirit of a warrior who overcame immense challenges to emerge as a great leader, changing the course of history. Temujin's rise began with the support of the powerful Tayichi'ud king, Togrul Khan. Recognizing the help he had received from Temujin's father, Togrul Khan took the young Temujin under his wing, forging a close alliance. Togrul Khan's affection for Temujin was evident as he referred to him as "my son Khan." One fateful day, the Merkits attacked Temujin, capturing his wife Borta. With the aid of his blood brother Jamuka and Togrul Khan, Temujin defeated the Merkits and rescued Borta. However, the paths of Temujin and Jamuka soon diverged, with both leaders going their separate ways. As Temujin's power continued to grow, Togrul Khan's son Sengum grew envious and plotted to assassinate him. When Temujin discovered the plot, he defeated Sengum and his followers, solidifying his strength. This victory marked the end of the alliance between Togrul Khan and Temujin. Togrul Khan and Jamuka joined forces against Temujin, but thanks to the loyalty of his allies, Temujin emerged victorious, leading to the downfall of the Tayichi'ud tribe. The next threat came from the Naimans, where Jamuka had sought refuge and support. Forming a coalition with the Naimans, Jamuka launched a final attack against Temujin. However, Temujin's powerful generals, Jebi Noyan and Subotai Noyan, thwarted this threat. Jamuka's armies were completely defeated, and he was captured by Temujin. Choosing an honorable death, Jamuka was executed by having his neck broken. This victory established Temujin as the sole ruler of Mongolia. All the tribes united under him, becoming the Mongols, and Temujin took the name Genghis Khan. After his death, his son Ögedei would bestow upon him the title of Great Khan. Genghis Khan unified the Merkits, Naimans, Mongols, Uyghurs, Karaits, Tatars, and other smaller tribes, forming the Mongol Empire. This unification made the Mongols resilient against Chinese empires and changed the course of history. Genghis Khan continued to fight until the end of his days, strengthening the Mongol Empire and establishing a lasting legacy. Genghis Khan's conquests were unrivaled in scope and ferocity. His campaigns stretched from the Great Wall of China to the gates of Vienna, leaving behind a trail of destruction and death. Historians estimate that his armies killed millions of people, destroyed cities and reshaped civilizations. But Genghis Khan's legacy is also remembered for his contributions to trade, communication, and governance. Genghis Khan's military campaigns were characterized by their speed, mobility, and ferocity. Mongol armies, mounted on fast horses and armed with powerful composite bows, struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. Cities that resisted were often destroyed, serving as a somber warning to others. But those that surrendered were often spared and incorporated into the growing empire. Beyond his military conquests, Genghis Khan established a vast network of trade routes linking east and west. The Silk Road flourished under his rule, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. The story of Temujin is the dramatic story of a warrior who did not give up in the face of difficulties and his struggle to become a great leader. His leadership manifested itself not only on the battlefields, but also in the fields of diplomacy and strategy. In 1206, Temujin united the warring Mongol tribes under his banner. He earned the title of Genghis Khan, which means universal ruler. His vision was to create an empire stretching from the Pacific Ocean to the Caspian Sea. Genghis Khan's campaigns were marked by strategic brilliance and ruthless efficiency. His conquests in China, Central Asia, and beyond demonstrated his unrivaled military prowess. Genghis Khan's rise to power was not without difficulties. He faced countless battles and betrayals, each time proving his tactical genius and indomitable spirit. The unification of the Mongol tribes under his leadership marked the beginning of a new era. Genghis Khan implemented a set of laws known as Yassügei, which helped to maintain order and discipline among his various followers. His first major campaign was against the powerful Jin dynasty in northern China. Mongol warriors, known for their exceptional riding and archery skills, defeated the Jin forces. Genghis Khan's use of psychological warfare, espionage, and innovative military strategies ensured his victories. Each conquest expanded his empire and brought new resources and wealth to his people.